final week of this Just Send It season. Well, interesting combo tonight. We got the old prehistoric supercar. We're taking it to Texas, the 2009 scan of that oval, and we're turning the damage off. So what we can expect today is plenty and plenty of typical Just Send It crashes, mayhem, and eternal memes. And unfortunately, no Lachlan Mansell alongside me in the booth tonight. My name is Ryan Jones, as always. I do have Jay Kennedy alongside me, unfortunately.
Aren't you lucky?
Aren't I lucky?
Aren't you, or aren't
I
the
don't
fans
know.
lucky for having to have me back in the booth? But it's been a little while since I've done comms, so it'll be good. And this is sort of more my style of racing. Oval racing is what I've grown to love a lot more since I've been a member on iRacing. And the old Falcon, the FG Falcon around the old Texas. It should be a load of fun. It would be very, very interesting. Brenton Hobson will start this race from pole.
What? Has he done that, eh?
Brenton Hobson will start this race from pole. Can 100% confirm that he will be on pole. Fastest time of 29.9. Only 3 drivers did sub 30-second lap times. And Hobson, Emerson Harvey, and Tyler Howard were those 3. Hobson on pole.
Notice James Golding is in the field as well, who, of course, was announced today. He'll be making his racing debut for Team 18 in the virtual world tomorrow. Of course, he's driven the car at a test day earlier in the year, but after losing his full-time seat, he's going to be a co-driver later in the year, and he's going to be in their car tomorrow night in the Supercars E-Series. And Josh Craig, if you get your shout-out, which you've just did, you got to keep watching the broadcast right through to the end now.
Exactly. We will do shout-outs throughout the night, because tonight being the last round, we will liven it up a little bit. We'll have a little bit more fun. We'll take things.
You're in the comms box, so it's just
it's very, very casual if I'm in the comms box for tonight. But it will be a load of fun. Looking forward to seeing how the cars go. This is something that used to be raced. We actually used to have dedicated series for this car on medium-sized ovals like Texas, the 1.5 mile or shorter ovals. And it was a load of fun back in the day. And I used to race that quite a lot. Was never any good, but I loved it. And this just takes me back to that time, 2012, 2013 on iRacing, which has a lot of very, very fun memories for a lot of people. But there's a lot of people like yourself, Ryan, that weren't even around on iRacing or even thought about iRacing at that point. So it's great to have that combo of drivers come together tonight.
It certainly is. And the old Texas, definitely a good choice too, because it's a lot, I suppose, easier to drive than the new Texas, which is very much distinctly 2 different ends of the racetrack. Whereas this one, well, normally in a NASCAR, it's flat out in most of these 1.5 miles in the current package. But as we saw in the East Series, I guess we got a preview to Just Send It, because Just Send It is the biggest series in Australia, obviously. How the racing might be tonight, Jay. You're going to have to lift off that throttle. But with no damage, I think we're going to expect a lot of cars riding right up onto that fence.
100% we will. But the other thing to throw in with that is that the cars, despite the no damage, will not automatically get normal yellows like we would see in an oval race. So the admin do control the cautions tonight.
Aren't you an admin?
I am an admin, so I do have the power to throw cautions, but it will be Simon Feigl and Simon Black who will be doing that duty. But if they miss something and we see it in the broadcast, we have the power to throw it as well. But what we're going to try and do with that is try and limit the amount of caution. We actually want to see some racing. We don't want to spend the whole race under yellow. Nobody's tuned in tonight to watch the pace car be at the lead of the field for the whole night.
No, that's what normal NASCAR's for. I didn't say that.
Especially after today, or after this weekend.
Hey, by the way, if you're a fan of SimSpeed, Jay and I have some pretty exciting news that we can't announce just yet, that we're both chomping at the bit to announce coming up for SimSpeed.
We've talked about some big news for SimSpeed before, but we've got some really, really big news coming this week for something coming up in the next few days.
Yeah, 4 days, I think.
So it comes up Friday night. But yeah, we can't say too much about it yet. But make sure you do keep an eye on our social media, because it will be the biggest announcement for SimSpeed literally ever. Like, we've talked up some announcements before that have been pretty big, but this is another level above again.
Jay is leaving. No.
Look, if that was the case, I'd announce it now. Don't worry. No, we've got a few legal things we have to just not dot the I's, cross the T's with, and we can announce. But yeah, it's not far away from being announced. But very, very exciting news coming maybe as early as tomorrow.
Maybe. Hey, this broadcast wouldn't be possible without any of our sponsors as well, who are getting some prime time up on our screen at the moment, as we are currently loading up into the servers to get ready to go racing. Melbourne Performance Centre, Motor Simulation, Erebus Motorsport, and Checkered Flag Media as well. There you go. There's some Ford Falcons on Texas, the oval. Something you never thought you'd see, but here you go. Thanks to the power of iRacing. 5 minutes left in this warm-up session.
Interesting thing tonight is we won't have any complaining about why are they all driving Holdens. We will have the complaining about why are they all driving Fords. Of course, this edition of the Falcon was the only Australian touring car on iRacing at this time when this was released. So, of course, after this car, we ended up with the Holden VF Commodore, which came out in 2014. This is the original car of this nature on iRacing, which was released in 2010, late 2010, along with Phillip Island. So it's quite an old car we've got racing out here. Actually, Paul Dumbrell's old Model O Falcon. You are wanting to know what chassis number it is, so there's your little bit of info for the night. But some drivers in the field that you will definitely recognise. It's going to be a very, very strong field.
Whoops. Turn the microphone around. Yeah, you're certainly right about that.
Have you been doing this long?
No, not with a microphone in my hand. No, not for very long at all. We got a massive field, don't we? About 40 cars up there. So joining James Golding, we've got Lockie Hughes, Brock Feeney, Ben Barguana, who is most likely at the wheel of Jason Barguana's account at the moment.
Got Aaron Borg as well.
Yeah.
Some very, very big names. And I think this is the biggest field we've ever had for just Senate as well. We've actually got 4 splits of drivers. It had to be split over 4 different races because there are so many drivers out there in the field tonight, which is incredible to see. But it's also amazing to see the support for something that is truly unique that we can't do in real life anymore. Race these old generation V8s around an American oval. And to have about 140 of them tonight is incredible as well.
Or crash it about 280 kilometers an hour and have no consequences. That is another definite bonus to racing and iRacing at the moment, is that throwback livery to, well, I can't be that old because I remember it, 2000 and something or other.
2011, 2012? 2011, I would guess, would be James Moffat.
Yes, of course.
When he raced for Dick Johnson.
This is where I missed Lockie, Jay. Lockie was queued up with the stat. He would know exactly who drove that at what rounds in what year. What are you bringing to the table, Jay?
I'm just here to click the buttons, mate. That's all I do. Here to click the buttons and pretend to know what I'm talking about, and even then I don't know what I'm talking about. I don't even pretend very well.
That's my commentary in a nutshell, mate. You're good to go. Look how close the top 5 are. 10th of a second covering them, which means you should have a very good race ahead of us. There's James Golding running a chrome livery.
We will not miss him tonight out there.
No. I'm glad they haven't quite nailed the sun reflection of chrome liveries just yet, because that would be blinding.
Would.
2 minutes left. A lot of these drivers out there, those pro drivers like, Golding, Aaron Borg, will be happy with some of the announcement lately. We're going back real racing. TCR and S5000 announced their calendar today. I think I saw the Australian Relay Championship also announced they would be racing somewhere. Adelaide, I believe they said. Supercars announced their calendar recently. NASCAR are back racing already. Texas, I'm sure, will see the light of day soon.
Exciting time, isn't it? That a lot of real racing is in the process of getting started up, not just racing, sport in general. So having sport back, I don't think we all realise how much we love sport and how much we miss it. So to have it back, it will be great, and I'm sure it will be different for all of us. And some people probably will find different things to watch because they're normal sport of choice may not be back like a lot of people have found sim racing and realised how exciting it is.
Sim racing's boom has definitely pushed it forward an extra few years in terms of development. That much is for sure. There's that's a couple of SP Tools cars flying. Someone's got a ticket to the moon with that one. Who was that? Absolutely skyrocketed up and off of that cash fence. Gonna see plenty of that tonight.
Definitely we will see.
Van Gisbergen used to run that livery.
100%. That is the old SVG livery from the days at Stone Brothers Racing. Right, got a few SVG fans out there, obviously, tonight. Got a few other liveries out there. We also got some very old school liveries from teams out there as well. So we're talking livery, you'll notice, the original Talking livery, Mitch trialling out the infield road course. I don't know if that's a smart move to do, but...
well, if his car suddenly disappears, you'll know what's happened.
DQ inbound. And Hobo88 also running the original Synergy Sim Racing livery, circa 2014. So Hobo out there running that tonight.
Most of these, the liveries, are last held on their car when the new ones came out, and they all switched over and never touched their cars again.
100%. There would be a lot of people out there who would never have touched their cars again since that time. So we have 40 cars out there.
I wouldn't touch it in the first place.
We had no choice back in the day. We had no choice. As a Holden man, we had no choice. Fords were the only ones, but we're ready to go. We will start, obviously, under the safety car. Get this going.
Going to be a rolling start here in the Lone Star State. Brenton Hobson, Emerson Harvey, your front row. Tyler Howard, Jeff Connell on row 2. Job Stewart, Jordan Murphy starting off of 5th and 6th. Skipper Webster and Kobe Williams starting from 7th and 8th place. Top 10 we rounded out by Paul Rogers and Zachary Hanlon. Jay, what have you done to the screen?
I just got messaged from someone that I had to help clear a black flag, so I just had to do that quickly. The joys of being an admin session at the same time, but we've got plenty of time going. So Lee Harrison and Jason Bugwine, or Ben Bugwine, are we assuming it is, out of row 6. Michael Yip and Harrison Engate next with Nathan Murphy, Kevin O'Brien, and Scott Connors, Ben Snell, Reese Cohen, and Ryan Bell running out the top 20.
Brock Finn, you line up just behind them in 21st, alongside Darren Whittington, Dwayne Priest, Zach Masters, Lachlan Beneath. Ross Rizzo's back there too, so too Vartanen. You'll see the rest of the field scroll through on your screen. We have 40 cars lining up for this one. The field rounded out by Scott Fontaine.
Would there be any other person to round out this field?
You, if you were racing.
Wow.
Track temp is 22 degrees, so very cool and grippy for these drivers. Still won't be able to take it flat out though. But it should assist in saving some cars if they get sideways, which I dare say is going to happen right from the get-go.
Now, because this is Just Send It, we wouldn't normally put this up on screen, but Hobbo's joined our Zoom call for tonight, and we tried to help him out, but got it around the wrong way. So we won't worry about our Zoom calls for tonight. Good job, Hobbo.
You know, I would have thought sim racers would be avid enough at technology to set the video up the right way.
I'm not going to say anything.
All right, let's get this one underway. Texas Motor Speedway, circa 2007, the 2012 Ford Falcon, ready to go racing here in the final week of Just Send It for this season. Led by Brenton Hobson to the green. Barney the flag man will wave that flag with vigor, and we're underway. Good start for Hobson. Emerson Harvey and Tyler Howard door to door as they cross the stripe. And Howard will take away P2. Look at the run on the outside coming already for Jordan Murphy.
Jordan Murphy can start to this race. Hope Stewart wants to make moves already. Now, interesting with the tyre wear. Tyre's probably not too much of an issue, but fuel will be key. Get around about 18 minutes to a tank of fuel in this race. But we also don't expect to see this race go green. So likely to be a one-stop strategy. But then again, how do you play that one stop? You're going to need to pit with around about 20 minutes to go to make it home. And of course, that does again depend on when and if we will see safety cars when they may come out as we're 3 wide down the back straight.
As Paul Rogers trying to split the middle here, getting beaten about like a ping pong ball at the moment. It's hit up the racetrack, almost slides up. That was Lee Harrison on the bottom that edged him up and out wide. And just in behind them, as well as Nathan Murphy looking to make some advances. All start to stack up behind these guys. Zachary Hanlon in there as well. Michael Yip just going to get his nose chopped, but up at the front, Hobson and Howard, they're going to do battle here, as Hobson going to have to try and defend this one now. There's someone in the background, Jay, took that right down to the white line.
Yeah, there's a few drivers that are trying some alternate lines out there at the moment, so I'm actually impressed with how clean the field's been. We have got one car that is in the pits. Oh, don't worry, it was going to come at some point. You know I'm always really, really good at the commentator's curse. But, for the most part, the field has been very, very clean so far. So, already starting to see a bit of weaving, though, going on as drivers try to defend positions.
Hey, up front. Look at that leaderboard.
Here we go.
Tyler Howard on the inside. Still hasn't quite completed the move. He got a nose ahead at the stripe. Up and around the top, trying to keep the momentum up is Brenton Hobson. Howard and 2 tyres down to the apron there.
Oh,
not going to help him as he gets hit up into the fence. And Emerson Harvey, get a replay of it because he had that thing out of control, trying to avoid that one. He had that thing completely out sideways. And somehow they all keep it going. Hobson, not going to be happy though.
One bonus that he's got is there's no damage on the cars, so he will continue on. I must say, I do not miss that onboard. Look at that Larry bar sitting right in the middle.
Uh-oh. Speaking of sitting in the middle, who was that?
I don't know who it was, but my magic button to throw a safety car is not working, so we're staying green. That's not going to work. We'll fix that under the first true yellow that we do get, but it's on at the front. I must say Cooper Webster's done a great job. Started in 7, now battling for 2nd, and has the pace to potentially take the lead away.
Up on the outside at the moment, that thing was sliding out of turn number 2, struggling actually to hold his line down that straight. I think I just heard someone go spearing off into the fence in my headphones behind them.
Jeff Connell has just hit the wall.
So it's bad luck for him. I've said unfortunate so much that I'm now trying to think of anything other than unfortunate. And bad luck is what I've come up at. And caution's going to come out, though. Now, then it is unfortunate for Tyler Howard. Ryan Bell. And someone else was involved, too, as I saw doing a flick spin a little bit further up the road here.
Bit of replay of that other incident as well between Brent Hobson and Tyler Howard as well. You guys are involved in that one. They all slam into the wall.
Damn.
Correct, that one. So Bell, Golding was involved too. No, Golding actually was avoiding it then. Wyckoff, well, was trying to avoid it too, but we'll go back and have another look at this incident here for Brenton Hobson.
Up on the outside. Ooh. Yeah,
wow.
Just got edged out as Howard still up the track, and check out Harvey. There was a crash in the back too that might have been Michael Yip.
Oh, there's a big wreck in the background.
It was Yip. That's a monumental shunt.
Here we go. Now who's going to come into the pits and get some fresh tyres?
Probably... We'll take a little lap times. I was going to say too early, but then I thought about the tyres. Fastest lap of the race, Jobs stood at 30.2 for the caution, came out here on a 30.9. Yep, tyres are going to be key, but look at that. They duck and they weave, and eventually they all stay out. One car comes down, joined then by others behind.
So Hobbo comes
like
in.
Hobson.
Yeah, I'm going to say his tyres are probably shot from that contact with the wall. Despite the fact that there's no damage, the fact that his tyres would have heated up so quickly from that incident would have meant that he does need to take some fresh boots. Now, well, we've got this chance. We're going to fix up this magic button and see if we can press some cautions if we can.
You know, they say SimSpeed has too much of a hand in some series as it is, and now you're going to be throwing out there throwing cautions, Jay.
Why not? Just
I
said it.
went
Why
there.
not? Why not?
34 minutes on the clock. So we've got about 6 minutes in under that green flag run. Unfortunately, we can't magically make the cautions go any quicker. But the good news is this is Texas and not Michigan, Daytona, or Talladega, where the cautions take about 10 light
Or
years.
Pocono.
Oh, don't even remind me. When we head to the NASCAR iRacing series, by the way, I might call in sick that day.
Well, the good news is we don't do the double header on the original schedule. We only race one race there this season. But I do believe it is mid-July, late July potentially. I'm not sure though. We might have to work out what we're going to do with NASCAR Racing Series because of course Coke Series race will be on at our normal time that we do NASCAR iRacing Series this week. So we need to work out what we're going to do.
Well, that takes our viewers and a commentator away from us. Because, of course,
And-
Justin Prince works
and
on that.
potentially I might be working on it too. Well, depending on if we cover NIS. We'll probably
Wait,
work
hang on,
another
hang
time.
on, guys. Is this might be one of the broadcasts where Jay works on it by sitting there and watching a screen, watching what someone else does, that you call
No.
shadowing. Is that right?
No, I wouldn't be shadowing on that one. No, but I'd be doing legit. I broadcast World Championships. Of course, I broadcast the World of Outlaws World Championship with Justin Prince and Chase Ryman on commentary. It's been good fun doing that, but yeah, trying to throw me back under the bus again.
Always. It's my sole purpose when commentating with SimSpeed TV.
Throw me
Call
under
the
bus.
action, throw Jay under the bus, and then get the facts straight in that order. That's the most important thing. Check out the start for Ben Barguana up into 10th place. Dwayne Priest up from 23rd to 12th.
Look at that guy, 19.
Fonte! Got a turbocharger in the back of that thing. Something seems off about that graphic. 40th to 19th, but his highest position is 22nd.
We'll update when he crosses the line. So when he crossed the line last night, it was in 22nd position. Now
That's
in
how he's
19th.
got all the
There we go.
spots. He's passed him under caution.
Double file restart, of course, being oval racing.
Well, not oval racing. Don't forget IndyCar uses a single file restarts.
Not sure.
But NASCAR does use double file, and that is the most fun way to go back racing on an oval is to stack them up side by side. They tried it in supercars. It went disastrously a couple of times, and they threw it in the bin. Wish we'd see it back, though, in my opinion. Jason Bright ended up on his roof up at the turn one at Adelaide, in fact, didn't he? And I think that was one of the catalysts to getting rid of that double file restart.
Yeah, that's right. That's turn two. I'm gonna say a lucky word here. Contretemps, is that right? Is that the right word?
Something like that. I don't know what it means, but I'm sure it probably fits. If it's a fake word, it fits in any situation you put it in.
Sounds right.
Let's go back racing. Tyler Howard to the green flag gets us back underway. They stack up. Constantina for about second on backwards on the inside line. Now wads them all up now. Down to the turn one and around they go. Who was that that spun to the inside and rejoins up on the racetrack? Reese Cohen gets told to get out of the way at exit stage left. Check this, 2x2, down an approach to turn 3. Or with Tyler Howard, who's propped up on the outside. Sorry,
Run from Webster.
yeah, on board with Webster. That is Howard in front of him, who lost a bunch of time. Webster gained all of it. Here he comes. Hey, Jay.
Hello.
Why is your overlay say it's sort of yellow?
Because I haven't clicked the green button. Well, it's saying that there's a big wreck in the background, big wreck in the front.
Oh,
too.
no, Howard. Teammate, Harvey. That is a pretty big crash. Just going to throw that out there. I mean, on a scale of 1 to 10, I'd rate that about a 15.
That was pretty big. I think if we're going to throw a caution for anything in this race, it probably should be that one.
And it probably should be our last.
Let's see.
So here's how it happened. They wrecked in the background, then Harvey, did he get a hit, or did he end up in the fence by himself before he got hit? And then
Zach
he
Hamlin.
got... Yeah, Hamlin and Harvey are both getting thrown about on that one. That was Zach Masters, who was caught up in the incident off of turn 2.
Watch Hamlin. Nowhere to go.
Riding down to the turn 3. There's Harvey up and over on his lid and tries to sneak through, and into the catch fence he goes. Well, it did its job. It definitely caught him.
It was Ben Barguana or Jason Barguana, whichever one of the two. Watch this on board from Barguana because he's facing the wrong direction and sees his car coming straight towards him.
Can't see much, just that damn roll bar.
Well, Larry Barry got sent into space there too, so... there, but we're going to try again. Stack them up, rack them up, go again.
By saying.
Man, I just stole it.
Sums up your work. All the laps cars are getting a wave around as well here to get themselves back on the lead lap. So those guys caught up in the first incident, so the second incident, so we'll be back in contention. I dare say this will be our last caution for at least a period of time here.
Well, you'd think that there would be a period of time in between yellows, because that's usually how they work. No comment? I had to say something there, because, oh no! It's Joe Stewart! Leader under yellow. He and Emerson Harvey are wrecking each other under yellow. Now, if this was anything else,
on 4 tyres.
If this was anything other than just centered, there would be some severe repercussions for that, but play on, I think, we just sent it, don't we?
Yeah. I mean, you're an admin. You can black flag him if you want.
Nah.
Nah.
Oh, look at why he's done it. Because Emerson Harvey was still sitting there upside down.
Now that's just good teamwork. Looking from the back of Harvey, and here comes Stewart right into his rear end and pushes him along for a couple hundred feet, and eventually, with the assistance of the banking, back up on all 4 tyres.
Wowee. Oh,
He almost went back. No! Yes! He landed it!
Back going again. That's awesome.
What is this series?
The perfect race for this. What it is.
What season are we on, by the way? And
Week 11,
season
3.
Any word on season 4?
Nothing to be confirmed yet, so we haven't really discussed too much about what's going on next. Barguana getting the wave around the pace car to get back on to 1 lap down. There's also another couple of cars getting wave around as we go green this time by. Paul Rogers in the... Sure, that's Paul Rogers in the Castrol car. That is a livery that takes me back to
1983.
1997, my first console sim racing game. Those of you who understand what I'm talking about will know exactly what I'm referring to there. Hey, Cooper Webster and Job Stewart rubbing tyres as they're under yellow here.
I want him to restart like that. They're actually stuck together by the looks of it. Oh, there you go.
Well, now it's going to get a bit more aggressive.
You know, Justin, it's fun for the drivers. They can let off their steam. It's fun for the commentators. We can let off our steam after calling professional races all week long.
What are you talking about? This is professional?
Ah, sure. Professional meme is back underway.
Marnie getting that shoulder a big workout as they're nearly wrecking, coming back under. They are wrecking. Fonte's gone around. We're going to stay green for him, though. There's no way I'm trying to caution for him.
The camaraderie in SimSpeed is unrivaled. So that leaves up at the front Job Stewart with the jump. Cooper Webster in his slipstream. Tyler Howard down there as well. Jordan Murphy and Lee Harrison scrapping for 4th place. On board with Murphy. That's a good camera shot. On the left, rear end wing plate. On the back of that car, top 4 on single file now. As they come across the stripe. Under pressure is Job Stewart as Howard looks down to the bottom.
See a car that's having a few tech issues. That is Christina Nazarek who's having those tech issues. Darren Whittington and Simon Black, two drivers very, very familiar to the oval side of things. Going at it there as well.
Now Howard's one of the pressure as Cooper Webster will look around the outside and challenge him. Looks like Webster's been on the outside every single corner so far today. Uses the down of the brakes that time by to get the car rotated, turned in, and around behind him, clips the apron. And that is a big one. Again, Darren Whittington up on his lid, going for a big old tumble. Ben Snell as well, up and over. And it all started with...
Caution's out.
With one of those drivers...
Lee Harrison's ended up on the infield. Now,
how does he get out?
Well, how did he get in?
Over the fence?
Yep. Watch out. If you're in the infield, because you're not safe today. Wow, hey, Jordan Murphy was the car that started that.
Yeah.
James Golding also got sent into space. He landed on the circuit. That is literally a silver bullet flying through the air.
Can I make an executive decision now, Jay? No more cautions until
I didn't throw that one. I didn't throw that one.
Stop throwing cautions. We'll rename the name of the series.
Let's caution it.
Yep. Just pace it. Just wreck it. I don't know. I'm not clever enough to think of a smart name.
Oh, not going there. There's a car, I was about to say, I think there was a car upside down in the pit lane, but it was not. There's two cars coming in a pit lane together. We've got about 26 cars on the lead lap somehow. Only 3 cars, the front 3 cars yet to pit. Simon Black pitted on lap 10, as well as Nazarek, McLeod. Got Connors pitted on lap 16 as we are now on lap number 23 of the race. Interesting thing to remember, we said that there's around about 20 minutes of fuel. If these guys at the front don't get a caution timed at the right time, they will have to make a green flag stop. That will hurt them big time.
It will, but I think, as you said, most of these guys have made their stops, haven't they? Other way around.
Well, yeah, everyone has, except for Stuart Howard Webster and Darren Whittington in the Lachlan Maneve, Zach Masters, Monty. Emerson Harvey has yet to make an official pit stop. Though he did end up upside down. He did not bring it into the pits.
It's not compulsory though, is it?
Well, it's not, and of course there's no damage, so you are...
And we're on track for about 9 cautions, so they should make it home.
Exactly right. There is a potential make it home with one more stop. So it'll be interesting to see how that plays out from here.
So, what do you expect now? Because Stewart was looking to pull a bit of a margin, actually, before they started wrecking behind him. If he can break away and get out of that slipstream, he might be able to shout at pulling away from the field if we get an extended green flag run here, Jay.
Potentially. I think guys that won't know what to do if we do get an extended green flag run and how to play it out from here. It's going to be interesting.
We get the Wonder Go signal up on top of the racing.com pace car, which means we'll go back racing and next time by the stripes. So we'll stack them up 2x2 again and try again for our third restart of the evening here in Just Send It. Stuart and Howard, your front row. Stuart doing his utmost best to wreck under pace car here, but not quite being able to pull it off.
I think he's forgotten that there's no damage turned on.
Yeah, exactly.
That hasn't stopped others from wrecking tonight, so...
Webster will line up with a third, Simon Black, outside row 2, Christina Nazarek, and Mitchell McLeod.
Then Webster's lined up on the inside.
There you go. Look.
Big fuel saving going on too. No real surprise.
Howard might cause some issues here with these connectivity problems. So too Nazarek back in 5th. This could be an interesting restart here. What am I scared he gets just sent? It is always in there stress. It's always an interesting restart. And there's always a mistake up on the comms box. Let's go back racing.
Good jump from Cooper Webster to get right into the middle. Horrible restart from the rest of the pack as one goes around in the background there, blown into space. That was Scott Connors. But at the moment we're staying green. Tyler Howard has lost that spot. Here comes Cooper Webster to try and steal the lead away.
Trying to carry that momentum, run the shortest route around to the racetrack.
Another caution. Emerson Harvey again. Nathan Murphy, Scott Fount. Who else was involved there? Ben Snell, Lockie Hughes. Mario Vartanian as well, all involved in yet another big incident.
Oh, the disappointment is immeasurable and my day is ruined, Jay. We're under caution again.
Well, I don't think there was any doubt that the... Oh my goodness!
Oh my word!
Wowee! So, yep. I mean, this is just said it. We got another car on the infield, that Matthew Jackson there. He couldn't get it back out. So, yeah. At that, here we go. This is perfect timing for these guys. You can make it home from here, even if it stays green.
Honestly, I would have stayed out. Just kept going around her under the fuel you started the race with. See if any of these positions change up down the lane. Gotta make sure you don't speed, but luckily you do have a pit road speed limiter in these cars to aid you, unlike the supercars. Occupy the pit road at Texas so very often. A few drivers did stay out. Christina Nazarek, Aaron Shields, Zach Masters, and almost unsurprisingly, Ross Rizzo going to try and save his fuel.
Rizzo pitted under that last caution though, or the previous caution,
oh, okay.
So he's in a really good spot at the moment. Zach Masters yet to pit in this entire race, as well as Lachlan Beneath. So those two are yet to pit. They will need multiple cautions to make it home. You would think, considering there's 18 minutes worth of fuel in the tank, make it home in a 40-minute race, even with a lot of cautions, would be a master stroke. So we'll see how that plays out.
How many minutes you've got to save, Jay?
Well, it would be 20-something. Brain somewhere. How many minutes did I say was in the tank? 18? 16?
18.
22 minutes of fuel. So if you lapped every lap under caution in 6, probably could make it.
Probably.
Be a very, very tough ask.
Well, there's only one way to find out.
Someone to
Zach
try.
Masters is going to tell us the story. Yep. If you're listening, Zach, I implore you not to pit for the rest of this race.
And Lachlan Beneath as well is in third, so those two will start third and fourth. They will get back into this race from no pit stops on the second row. Ross Rizzo is really the one to watch here in the best spot. We know how good he is on fuel. We know he can drive these cars. Haven't seen him do a lot of oval racing though, but looking at his I rating, he can't be too horrible at it. But this is a strange old beast. And one thing that we haven't really talked about is the draft is really, really strong in these cars in this combination. So that will be another factor that could dictate how this race plays out by the end. But fingers crossed we can get another green flag run like we had at the start of the race. We had the first 5 minutes green. I feel like we haven't had any green flag racing since.
I mean, you threw one of those cautions, Jay.
I did, but I sort of had to.
Don't go sprouting.
I sort of didn't really have a choice. I want to say a big shout out to Lockie Mansell, who isn't with us tonight. We can't wait to have Lockie back in the booth again.
Yes, please come back.
I've just realised I've forgotten how to commentate. I mean, I've commentated, half an hour of commentary in the last 2 months. That's filling in for qualifying for the NASCAR iRacing Series twice. I've forgotten how to do this. This is not like riding a bike.
Nope.
Anyone that says this commentary thing's easy, it's never done it. And anyone that says I'm a good commentator also has forgotten how terrible I actually am, but lights are out on the pace car.
I'm telling you, Jay, it's as easy as riding a bike. If you've got no legs or arms. Neither am I. I regret that. You got a beat button? You got a censor button, Jay?
Too late. No 10-second delay on this broadcast.
Go back, go back!
Here we go.
I want to go back to my professional broadcast now. Help.
Have a much more professional one tomorrow. This is our fun one for the week, though. This is the chance for us to let out our hair for the week. Have a little bit of a de-stress.
Professional is used very loosely, as we should mention too.
Well, there's definitely a hyphen in that word somewhere for tonight. So we get the green flag out. I still don't know how our flagman has not done a rotator cuff. His shoulder must be killing him.
Already 3 wide as Zach Masters added up on the middle, slotted down right in front of the nose of Ross Rizzo. Christina Nazareth pulls away to about a 4-car length advantage down to the turn 3.
A couple of cars that have ended up on the circuit back in the field, Jake Poole and also Ben Snell, but we're staying green for the moment. 12 minutes left on the clock. We've got around about 25 laps of green flag racing left if we stay green. Very big if, but these guys can sort themselves out at the front of the field. We are a chance of it happening. A few drivers with some really major tech issues that we... Oh, no, here we go.
You know how they said they might sort themselves out at the front?
Well, that might be what we needed for them to sort themselves out at the front.
Maybe. Manif is still spinning upside down. Still spinning. And he's got it going.
Yeah, Aaron Shields also still dropping back as Cooper Webster comes on by Ross Rizzo. So Ross Rizzo might not be too confident in regards to fuel. He might be just happy getting out of the throttle a little bit, saving a dash of fuel. Hobson up the inside, and next will be McLeod. And, tell you what.
Wayne Priest coming to the front, up in a second. Drove it around the outside of Masters, who they're starting to stack up behind as he drives it in too deep to turn 3. Paul Rogers will slip on by. Aaron Borg and Cooper Webster will take him 3 wide.
I have to say too, there was a bit of bump drafting going on between Ross Rizzo and Mitchell McLeod too. And those onboard shots from these cars, they bring back some very, very big memories for anyone that has been in the iRacing sim racing community before mid-2014. Think that Larry bar right in the middle of the windscreen.
Oh no, Masters
here we go,
is turned around in the middle of them all. Mitchell McLeod, save of the night.
Lost the draft though, he did have to drop it back a gear, and now he's going to struggle to get back onto the lead pack again. Coming past is Barguana, but at the front, Nazareth had a half-second lead. That is now half a tenth. Wow. How did he hold on?
Cold tracks then, definitely going to be helping. Bit of luck, bit of skill, bit of this, bit of that, and he keeps it going. Now he's in 3rd place, so he's lost a solitary place from that. Cooper Webster all over his rear wing now. Rogers looking at the bottom side of Nazareth.
And Nazareth's on the oldest tyres out of this group. Freshest tyres will be Cooper Webster. Aaron Borg behind. Aaron Borg was stopped in the pits for 2 and a bit minutes. Remember, he was upside down at one point. Aaron Borg back into 5th position from being upside down and 2 laps down.
I think half the field's been upside down in this
Well,
one.
that is a very good point. Very good point. Cooper Webster getting a spot done here on Dane Priest. And now we'll try and get past Paul Rogers. Get the move done and get himself back up into that top 2. Try and hunt down Nazarek. Nazarek doing a very, very good job of holding on to this position at the moment.
Definitely being aided by the fact that Rogers struggled to get by and is now battling with Webster. Webster is driving himself back into a race-winning position. He drove around Reese. And he's going to drive around Rogers, or at least he's going to try to. Been there for a couple laps now. And Rogers going to clear him.
Good job from Rogers, and I must say too, McLeod dropped off the back there with that incident with Ross Rizzo. Not 100% sure what happened to Rizzo. You can see him drop down the timing sheet, but it's meant there's a huge gap now between 8th and 9th. So if we stay green, there's pretty much only 8 drivers left in this race. Aaron Borg lost a spot to Brenton Hobson. That's disastrous because Hobbo now into P5. Webster looks strong though. Webster looks really good here.
This is where Lockyard's chime in with how many wins he's got. I know it's up there with some of the best as Nazareth gets up there and into the fence. That allows Rogers and Webster to sneak on by. Dwayne Priest goes through as well. Going to lose out another spot to Brenton Hobson, who's back in the fight. Side by side for the lead of the race. Rogers and Webster through turn 1.
2x2. First 4 cars. Top 5 all. With nothing between them. Hobson and Priest almost banged doors.
Webster looking for the crossover move across the back bumper, gets to the inside of Rogers. Great racecraft being shown as Webster gets his nose across the front of the line first. Trying to clear Rogers this time by, he'll do just that. As Nazareth comes back by Priest in the background, they both wash up the racetrack. In the dirty air, they go by the lapped car down low, and the bump draft comes from Rogers to the back of Webster.
Great driving at the front of the field. Under 300 kilometres an hour. A little bit of a mistake there for Cooper Webster. And Hobson's going to go the long way around. We could see this outside line start to open up a little bit as these tyres start to wear a little bit. Oh, almost 3 wide though, coming into 1.
Here comes Hobbo, trying to take the race lead away. Puts himself into 2nd, sliding out of turn 2. Just catches it. As Nazareth, Rogers, Priest, and Brock Feeney are all bumper to bumper now. Feeney joins the party.
Yeah, Aaron Borg not too far away as well. That rest of that pack starting to close up. Joke Stewart, you can see Mitchell McLeod also closing in. Oh,
Nazareth.
They are all leaving it on the track right now.
Feeney actually has probably driven this exact car, or at least its Holden counterpart, Super 3.
100%. Because these are now the cars eligible for Super 3 or the Kumo Tyres series. The Tyres V8 Touring Car series. Oh, Nazareth just hit the apron. Going to lose a spot here for sure. Loses one to Rogers. Will lose another one to Priest. And will Feeney
go
around
go Priest. Nazareth saves it. Priest spins by himself. Feeney slots by both of them.
There's contact back in the field between Borg and Stewart as well. And it's on for the lead. Hobson is right there now to try and take this spot away from Cooper Webster.
Trying to get a run out of turn 4. He gets just that. Look at the momentum. He's got 284 kilometers an hour for Brenton Hobson as it came into turn number 1. Sorry, that was Webster. Hobson was up about 290. Paul Rogers makes it a true 3-way scrap out of 5 minutes remaining.
What a great battle we got going on right now.
See what happens when we go green.
This is the sort of racing that you and I love though, isn't it? This is why we love oval racing. It doesn't matter what car you have. If you have good drivers who know how to race ovals, you're always going to end up with some great racing. And that's what we see right now at the front with these 3 who all are very, very skilled drivers.
Look at behind Feeney.
Yeah, what a pack.
Stewart and Nazarek, they were literally bumper to bumper. And splitting a gap that did not exist was Job Stewart between the apron and Feeney. He somehow got through. He gets a bit of a tank slapper off the exit of the corner. Now they're wadding up behind Feeney and Nazarek. McLeod and Borger in there as well. Looked like they almost saw about 4 wide for a second there. And then all collectively decided that was a monumentally bad idea.
Issue these guys have got now, they are 1 second behind, or further than 1 second back, but here comes Hobson trying to take the lead away on the inside line.
Clips the apron. Doesn't affect him too much. They are door to door at the line that time. Webster had about half a car length in front, 0.02 of a second the margin. 3 minutes left on the clock and just to tick over. As they run side by side, they'll start to slow each other up. That may allow Job Stewart, who's now find himself by himself in 4th, to close in a bit. Look out for James Golding, about to go a lap down, just in front. Can't miss that bright chrome car. Running the 31 that he's going to be running tomorrow night in the E-Series.
That he's used. Yep, run that number as well in the S5000 series. Runs it in the ARG Esport Cup. We'll have a cool format again this week on Thursday night. Running both the F3 and the Audi Touring Car. And 31 is the best car number you can have as well.
I was trying to think of some way to make a bad joke to your age, but I came up short.
I'm going to leave that alone as well. Hobson, a very, very good run. Diamond's off the corner a little bit. The momentum coming into 3. Will he be able to hold on? It looks like that very, very narrow inside line through 3 and 4 just does not work. You need to be up that one lane a little bit. Up that lane.
They can't get the power down.
Yeah, that lane up seems to be working because Cooper Webster's made it work. Saying that at the line, Hobson would have had the race win if that was the last lap. 2 minutes to go. I'm pretty sure the flag man has put the caution away now.
It also would have been a margin of 0.04 of a second. They're starting to drop Rogers. He's fading by a couple hundredths a lap here, actually.
And Joe Stewart is closing really quickly.
Hobson trying to clear himself. Couldn't quite do it. Now Rogers is back in the fight too. He's got a good run. Does he do anything with it? He doesn't. Webster. He lost it for a second. He didn't have it at the line. It was 12 thousandths in favour of Webster. Of Hobson, sorry. Here comes Stewart. 2 by 2. The top 4 go.
Oh, Joe Stewart just clipped the apron. Big Tokyo drift through 3 and 4. That ruins all the momentum. We're going to have 3 laps of racing to go now at the line. Who is going to take this one out between Hobson and Webster? This is going to be very, very spicy between these two. Hobson is almost fully a car length clear.
He tried to clear himself mid-corner and drive up in front of him. Didn't quite work, so now the momentum comes in favour of Webster out of the corner. The gap at the line last time was 14 thousandths. 2 laps to go and they hit the stripe this time. At his quarter panel, still hanging on by a thread. Up on the top of the track is Webster, but he needs to find more to get a car length ahead of him, or at least a bumper ahead when they hit the stripe in 2 laps' time.
Nothing separating these two. Door-to-door, literal door-to-door racing right here, right now. Incredible fight between these two drivers. Brenton Hobson, Cooper Webster, 2 of our form drivers in Just Send It. They're going to wrap up the season, as well as Joe Stewart right there in the fight too. 3 of our form drivers this season going to fight for this last lap. Just Send It.
Hobson clears him. He clears him off the 4. Here comes Stewart. 3 wide for the lead. But Hobson shuts the door in the face of Stewart. He tucks back in behind. Webster still propped up on the high side, trying to find a way by. Again, Hobson gets clear. Stewart's got nowhere to go. Into 3 and 4 for the final time tonight. Brenton Hobson of Synergy Sim Racing will lead them out of the final corner. He will win the final week of Just Send It as Webster and Stewart crash across the line.
What a win there for Brenton Hobson. Job Stewart actually picks up second position in the end over Cooper Webster because of that incident. I say, what an effort from Brock Feeney to come home in fifth. That's a great drive from him. Victory lane awaiting Brenton Hobson in that one. What a fun night of racing that was.
It always is here and Just Send It. These are your results then. Thank you, Jay. Brenton Hobson, a tenth of a second over Stewart in the end. Back to Webster, Rogers and Feeney are top 5. And Nathan Murphy, Mitchell McLeod, Dwayne Priest, Darren Whittington, Sam Stride. Rounded out your top 10, covered by 17 seconds in the end.
You're fairly well spread out in the end there, that top group of cars. Somehow Scott Fountain, Fonte finishes P11, Brian Bell in 12th, Jonathan Bykoff, who unfortunately we had set up on the Zoom feed, but we didn't get to him tonight, unfortunately. But Bykoff finishes in 13th, Emerson Harvey 14th. One of the Bargwiners, whether it be Jason or Ben, finishes in Ben Snell next, with Aaron Borg, the last car in the lead lap. We've got Kevin O'Brien, Tyler Howard, and Simon Black all one lap down.
See, that's what I miss. Lockie popping up when you're getting a text message, when he gets a text message from the Bargwiners saying who's racing.
He's probably got the text and hasn't passed it on to him.
Exactly. All these guys finishing multiple laps, Drift, Dengate, Golding, Connors, Manif, Masters, and everyone else as well. But I think for tonight, Jay, that'll bring us to the end of our coverage for Just Send It for this season. Stay tuned to the Just Send It Facebook page and to the SimSpeed Facebook page for info on what's to come for the series, as well as a big announcement for SimSpeed coming in the next day or 2 or 3 or 4 as well.
Before then, before 4 days, trust me.
Yeah, before the broadcast happens, preferably. But for tonight, from myself, Ryan Jones, from Jay Kennedy, alongside me and behind the scenes, making everything run at least 50% smoother than it normally does. Thank you for tuning in, and we'll see you next time.
Sometimes you just got to lick the stamp and send it.
I don't know what happened on there. I just plucked her in first, gave some gen. Oh, fuck yeah. Sorry.
You are racing with other people. And if you no longer go for a test that exists, you're no longer a racing driver.
We go green for 40 minutes of racing around Monza. Brilliant defense by Ethan Grigol, just getting so punchy. And a brilliant getaway already from Josh Rogers.
Two pro drivers going at it here between Dylan O'Keefe and Nick Foster.
Stanaway's demoted to third. Webster wins week 9 here at Sebring through the final corner. That's a huge slide for Cooper Murray. He's just trying to barge their way through, and that's whoa. That's a merry-go-round for Nick Burkett. Campbell, Paolo Gaon, and Ferraris behind. Glenn Wood actually was flipped into the barriers. One of the most exciting pirouettes I've seen in quite some time. That's Van Gisbergen, and his day is done. Tell you what, if Calvin wins this race, I wouldn't be surprised. He's all 4 wheels up the racetrack. Wow, but he just saves it on the apex. Contact almost made. Side by side through the elevation change. And Scotty McLaughlin had the move done, but he got over the crest. And what a send! Dylan O'Keefe sends it up the inside. Can't do anything with it.
Shane Van Gisbergen already on the attack.
It begins and sending has begun. And it's going to be a drag race to the line. Tuesday night is rapidly becoming a night to lick the stamp. Send it.
I forgot I was helping commentate here. I was just sitting back in my jocks and